Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. I'm going to briefly talk about transformative learning theory. So thanks for being here. Just some basics about transformative learning theory. So this theory was founded or created by Jack Mezirow. And he actually started thinking about this theory or putting it down when he was studying women who went back to school. So it focuses a lot on adult learning as opposed to children learning in school. And that's because the main focus of this learning theory is that you are, as a learner, accumulating new information that shifts your perspective or your ideas through critical reflection. So it's based on this idea or concept that as an adult or as a person, you already have ideas or preconceived notions or assumptions about the way something works or the way the world is, those things. So I put this picture up of just assumptions about adult learners because those assumptions tie pretty closely to this transformative learning theory. And I really like this theory because it is action oriented. And ultimately, the theory talks about through shifting your perspective, people ultimately can change their behavior, which is action oriented. So this next slide, these are just the 10 phases or steps, just these 10 critical phases that someone would go through when they are engaging with transformative learning. And a few things I wanted to point out. This is started, like this whole process is kind of initiated by some kind of disorienting dilemma. So I like to think of that about that as learning some piece of new information that goes against what you think your current beliefs are, what you think or assume about a topic. And that disorienting dilemma then allows someone to self-examine their assumptions and go through some kind of critical assessment of what they believe, either assumptions about society, and ultimately transforms someone's assumptions into just acquisition of knowledge and integrating this new knowledge into their identity, their values, what they previously thought. And over time, this can absolutely transform the way that someone thinks about any given topic. So one thing I really love about this theory, and there's lots of online information obviously about this theory and a lot of other learning theories, but this made me think about back in college when one of my mentors, we were learning a lot about like social justice initiatives and education work. And he said to me, just wait, you'll get through this disorienting dilemma, you'll contest with all this new information you're learning, and at one point you will be able to enjoy a Disney movie again, I promise. So that's kind of what I think of as like a reintegration, being able to still exist within society that is not perfect. There's always going to be disagreements. There's always going to be people who have different perceptions or see things differently, but we still exist in society. You'll still enjoy the Disney movie, even if you're pointing out things that you disagree with it. This is just another article or piece of information I found online that I really liked. I kind of liked the way that this draws some different areas that people might be feeling like alienation, reframing into those original 10 steps. And I actually linked this to a really cool blog from someone at Stanford. And what I wanted to share, why I really liked this, or one of my favorite parts about this blog, was as this person is defining perspective transformation, they go through in this last line, they say, and finally, making choices or otherwise acting upon these new understandings. And for me, that really drove home this point that transformative learning is really action-oriented and ultimately has the ability to change our behavior across time. Despite or knowing the fact that adults have preconceived notions about what they're learning about. So I like transformation theory, and thanks so much for joining me today. Bye, y'all.